Press the bell icon on YouTube and don't miss another update.
Hi Anupama, hi Ajay. Thank you for speaking with the Indian Express. First of all, I have to begin by asking you both, how did you like the film? You watched the film. What were the first thoughts that came to your mind?
Well, we watched the film together, all four of us. There was Anu Menon, Nayanika Metani, Ajay and myself, and our two daughters, Amrita and Naina. And after we watched it, we were just quiet for a while, trying to absorb. It just brought back so many memories, and it was amazing. And the performances were astounding.
I absolutely loved Amit. I mean, I genuinely believed he really portrayed me beautifully. But for me, it was a lot more emotional the second time I saw it. The first time I saw it, I guess we were kind of nervous because, we literally poured our hearts out, and we were like a little worried that, nobody should end up looking bad because, this is a journey that a lot of us go through it, just at a different scale. So we were worried on how the mother-daughter relationship would look because, it shouldn't make either of them look bad because they were both wonderful. Yeah. They were both wonderful people. So, but the second time I saw it, I was really emotional. Unfortunately, it was very dark, so my girls and Anu didn't really see me shed a tear or two, but I absolutely loved it.
It's a biopic and portraying a real person's life, especially somebody who has been an achiever and inspiration for so many people, not just in the country but outside the country. It's a task that needs to be done and dealt with some major level of responsibility. I want to understand, what did you feel about the portrayal of your characters individually?
I thought Sonia was really good, and what I loved is, like you asked previously, we were very nervous about how the whole thing would come across because of course it was a biopic, about Mommy's life, but everyone knew about the fact that she was this, genius and conquered the world and the human computer angle. But there was so much other than that, and her real life, the real person she was all there, and there was that nervousness about how it would actually translate, on screen, and that we were very happy about. And in terms of characters, I thought Sonia was brilliant, and the chemistry between Vidya and Sonia were absolutely amazing, and I think quite spot on. Ajay's character, Amit was exactly how Ajay is, especially the first time we met. So they seem to have captured everything really, really well. And my father, of course, him and Jishu Sengupta, I mean, the resemblance is uncanny. Apart from that, the acting was amazing. So we were very, very happy with the results.
I'm definitely very happy with my character, of course. But then, like I was telling Sania in the earlier interview, that when I see the movie and I see Sania playing Anu, it's so real for me that I actually, you don't realize the sacrifices that Anu made to be with me, right? This girl from London. Moving, to Bangalore, and Bangalore, please do remember, Bangalore 22 years ago was not the Bangalore now, didn't have a lot of stuff that it has now, so that was very different. And the story, we're really happy with the story we said, because my mother-in-law was not so much she was great about maths, but I think her greatness came from the fact that she lived on her own terms. I think women of today would dread to do the stuff that she did then.
I'm actually going to stop you because you were stealing all my questions with your answers, but I want to ask my question on the similar thought. Ajay, Amit Saad is extremely lovable in the film and ever supporting towards his wife. Anu is nodding there in agreement, I can see. Ajay, has it been overwhelming seeing yourself that way on the screen, especially when the film highlights, the gender stereotypes that Shakuntala Devi ji had to battle, and there we see you as somebody who stood up in all solidarity for women empowerment. How was it looking at yourself there?
When you say it like that, it just makes me look so much nicer. But to me, it just seemed like the right thing to do. I mean, I don't think when I just felt that was the right thing to do. I mean, it's not easy to do what Anu did. And she did it just for me. It's not like there was anything else to it, right? She did it So to me, it just seemed like a very natural next step. And I just felt that was the right thing to do. I mean, it does sound a lot nicer the way you're saying it, but honestly, I genuinely neither then nor now believe that was exceptional, because I think if you marry somebody, whether it's anyone, the spouse, you just stand by your spouse. That's the bottom line.
It just came naturally to you.
It's a normal thing to do. I mean, that's what I would expect anyway. It doesn't matter why.
During the course of your meetings with Anu or the writer, were there any apprehensions in how there's going to be portrayal of anything in the film about your life, especially when it comes to the mother-daughter relationships?
Oh yeah, there were loads actually. I mean, to begin with, we just started off. They came looking for a biopic. They thought it was just going to be a pure biopic on Mummy. And what they found is there were so many angles they were keen to cover. And they said this can't be a true depiction of Mummy's life if we don't include them. If you just have the maths angle, which the whole world knows anyway, it's nothing new, and especially in India, everyone knew it anyway, that she did that, and she was a human computer, and she was in the Guinness World Records. But they had to cover every angle to make it real. But the question, like you said, is how would they cover it? There's various ways of doing it. So as we met them, the trust aspect came along, and then we started opening up a lot more. It was a process really. It started with a coffee, which was supposed to be for, like, we thought, a very polite, formal coffee, and we'll be, take it from there somehow. But it lasted 6 hours. So we obviously talked about something, and then it became regular. And we would meet regularly, and Ajay and me would just open up and talk about things because we trusted them. And I think we were right.
Yeah.
They were brilliant. The way they portrayed Mummy, but that's real. It's not a fabricated version. It's all real and beautifully portrayed.
How have you drawn inspiration from her in your life to fulfill your dreams and manage work-life balance?
When I was younger, I think there was a lot more anger. I felt like, it's just her and me. Daddy's not in the picture. What happened? There were so many questions, and it carried on. And then I was like, but it's not the normal scenario, especially when we were younger. That wasn't the normal family. That's how it. I knew it was different, but at the same time there was a lot of confusion. But as I grew older and hopefully more mature, I started realizing that she loved me very much, and that's the important part in the whole thing. And one should understand that she did a lot for me. And obviously with age, I realized we both were doing things for each other. It was just her and me in the whole wide world. And no one else, and we had to stand by each other through everything that happened or didn't happen, or it was all about understanding.
Any particular scene where you thought that, oh my god, it is so uncanny that it's so real? Did both of you look at each other and think, oh my god, this is us?
We've spoken. This is when we go to see the house to buy.
Right.
That's conversation word for word in our lives. मुझे नहीं बनना वैसे, अच्छा मत बनो. मुझे नहीं जाना, मत जाओ. So literally, what you say, that was it.
That was, yeah.
Definitely, at least for me, that was one of. But what about? Do you agree with? Is that
Totally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was also that scene where in the end where they show your photographs, post credits, the picture with the puppy. Did that happen?
God, don't even start to talk about that gift. That was the most beautiful thing. Yes.
Yeah. It was just one of those days. I had a German Shepherd, so
can you imagine?
I had a massive German Shepherd, and Anu was very scared of dogs, and then and slowly with time he was really affectionate to Anu. He's a big guy, right? But he was really affectionate to Anu, and Anu slowly started liking him. And Anu never knew dogs or never liked animal. I mean, like, never had a
Yeah.
pet. And I remember, yeah,
No,
Dennis
my
really,
mom and me never liked animals.
and Dennis literally changed her life. And
Yeah, he did.
and I remember telling her one day that, just think, if you love a dog so much, how much would you love a child?
You and your family has not been particularly very familiar with Bollywood, but your father was, really liked Vidya, and you knew about her. Was there any particular scene that you can recall where she resembled your mother so much that you felt like she's come alive on the screen right in front of you?
Oh my God, it's literally like Vidya has decided to be mommy. I call her mommy, by the way. I call her mommy. She is, we watched her even when they were shooting, and she's just like enters the character, and she did so much research, learned so much about mommy, and the way she just did it. Yeah, so it's like the movie, the whole thing, it's mommy, and people who were close to mommy, they watch the movie and their memories have all gone back in time. They're all thinking about mommy. I think that's the sign of somebody who's been brilliant, because we're all thinking, we're all in, we believe mommy's back now. You feel you're reliving a lot of things, and that's probably the most beautiful thing.
And I was telling Vidya earlier today when we were talking to her that my fear is next time when they want to put up a picture of Shakuntala Devi, they may erroneously put up Vidya Balan as Shakuntala Devi rather than the real Shakuntala Devi.